Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I wanted to make a video on my top manifestation techniques. So I keep talking about use the manifestation techniques, and I usually list them off and I have so many, but I wanted to make a video dedicated to exactly the ones that I love the most and how to use them and when to use them. And it's a pretty long list, so I'm going to try and get through them all. I have them all written down in front of me, so let's see if we can get them all out in one video. So I think the most important thing to start with is, how are you feeling in the moment? That's how I choose which technique to use. If I'm feeling like amazing, I know my manifestation is coming, I'm feeling really like happy, then I have a set of techniques for that. And if I'm feeling like low, like my expectation is low and I'm just like starting to doubt, like, oh, is this gonna work? I have a set of techniques for that. And then I have one for like in the middle, when you're kind of in the process of moving from a negative to a positive state. My biggest like disclaimer is that a lot of people can skip over it if they're feeling negative. And I think it's really important to remember that you're manifesting what you are feeling or vibrating, as well as what you're thinking. So your feeling has like a lot of power. So if you're just trying to like brush over your negativity or your negative emotions with a manifestation technique, it's not going to work, because the universe is responding to your vibration feeling, you know, same kind of thing. So you want to address it first. If you have like a negative emotion or feeling, like, let's get down to it and figure out why it's there, and clear it out. And then you're in the perfect state for manifestation. You don't have to feel amazing. You don't have to feel good. You can still manifest when you're feeling bad, but you want to first understand and clear and acknowledge and bring awareness to that feeling instead of just like pushing it away. So I have like a process for that I usually do. I'll probably like explain that more in another video, but basically to summarize it, what you want to do is just take some deep breaths, become present, center inside your body, and ask yourself, like, how am I feeling about my manifestation? Like, if it's like something general, like, oh, money, all right, you can do all the visualizations. But if you're feeling like, oh my God, I really need money and I don't have it, we want to first clear that feeling, or like acknowledge it, or just, yeah, acknowledge its presence, you know? Because you want to understand yourself as well. Like you really want to, like, you don't want to just skip over everything with positivity, because that can lead to like a resentment, or that can lead to like resistance. And that's why a lot of people are like, oh, I'm doing all the techniques, but where's my manifestation? But little do they realize, they're actually, every time they think about what they want, they're actually thinking about the lack that they don't have it yet. So find where it is in your body and just breathe into that place. Find out where that feeling is the strongest. Breathe into that place. Be with the feeling. What does it feel like? And just breathe into it until it's gone. I promise you it will float away the more you're present with it. Once you've done that, great. Okay, let's go. You know, like now you can get into the manifestation part of it. So I think I'll start with the first one. If you're in a bit of a low vibration, you've done your processing, but you're still not feeling amazing, then these are the techniques to use. First one that I would do is make a list of what's going right in your life. So there's always a couple of things that are going right for us, you know, like maybe you have a good relationship, or you like your job, the weather is nice, you're happy with your house, you accomplished something recently. Like, what's going right for you? Just like one or two things, that is enough. Even one is enough, because that will call in more thoughts, energy, vibration, feelings like that. Like attracts like the law of attraction. So one is enough. Just something that you know is going right. That's going to start turning you in the opposite direction. And then you can build momentum from there. So I like to write stuff down. You can, of course, just think them in your mind, but thoughts are so, like, you have so many thoughts at once that it can get lost and you can be distracted with too many things. So if you're writing it down, like, the first step to your manifestation is always writing it down, because that is actually taking it from thought into physical reality. That's the first step of you realizing it, is writing it down. So I think writing it down is really powerful. So what's going right? Another one then is gratitude lists. I love gratitude lists. I think it's probably one of the most powerful things I've ever done or understood, is doing a regular gratitude list every morning when I wake up. Even if I'm not feeling it, I'll just write down one thing. That's enough. So writing down gratitude list, but always remember, like, don't just write it down because it's like, oh, I need to write this gratitude list so I can get the thing I want. Write it so that it will help you to feel different. That's why we're writing it, it's helping you get into a different state, shifting your state of mind, you know? So one or two things are enough. But again, I always find once I start writing down one or two things, more come into my mind, and then I start to feel better. So the list gets longer. But again, don't push yourself. The next one, what do I love about myself? Some people find this easy if you've been doing some self-love work on yourself. But if you find it really difficult, just one thing. Just write down one thing. Like, it could be about your characteristics, your personality, your appearance, something that you've done for somebody else. You can definitely find one thing. And even if you just ask yourself the question, what do I love about myself? Something will come to your mind. It's funny that you think you don't know the answer, but if once you actually actively ask the question to yourself, the answer just pops into your mind. And it's usually always the first thing that pops in. That's the right answer. Another thing I love to do, especially when I'm in a low vibration, is like call in spirit guides, angels, higher self, my soul, the universe, ancestors. Everyone has something that they're connected to. If you don't, just give it a try. I always recommend starting with the spirit guides, because I believe everyone has like a spirit guide before they come onto this earth. So I'll just close my eyes, connect, take a few deep breaths, and call in my spirit guides. Like, send me some guidance, help me to find a better feeling thought, give me a nudge in the right direction. And it comes in mysterious ways. Like, you'll say that, let it go, forget about it, and then maybe something will happen that you've been expecting, or you'll get a message or a sign or a symbol will appear to you that you'll know that was the spirit guide, or it will make you feel better, and that's enough. So that's one. Listen to music. That's a really good one if you're in a low vibration, because music changes your perspective. So listen to music that makes you feel good. And that's like super easy. I'm sure everyone has songs that they know just put them in a good mood. So that's a really easy one. Another one I like to do, which is like such a good one to have because it's so easy, is I just watch videos of kittens. So like, you can watch videos of anything. Like, my husband loves like Turkish comedy videos. Like, I don't think they're funny, but he's always like rolling around the ground laughing when he's watching them. So if whenever he's in a bad mood, he just does that, and then straight away it's the first step into a good mood, and then he can start like practicing the techniques, you know. It's about changing your state if you think about it. Another technique I learned from Neville Goddard, and this one is amazing because it's super easy, is put your problem into the past. So say, for example, you're in doubt that your desire is going to come. You're like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to manifest this. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make this happen. Put it in the past. Like, so you start off by saying, I remember when I doubted, but isn't it amazing that now I'm living the life of my dreams? So like, you put your problem into the past, and then you engage the feeling of what it would be like if you had it now. So you're tuning into it. So that's a really easy way. Like, you know, say if you're trying to manifest like weight loss, I remember, like, you'll see, you can say this out louder in your head. I remember when I used to hate my body, and now I have so much love for myself. I feel amazing. When I look in the mirror, I just smile straight away. So I'm putting my problem that I would have now, for example, into the past. Like, it's already gone. Like, remember when I used to have that problem? You know, that does something to your brain, and I promise it works. And the last one then, for when I do when I'm kind of low, is find ways to give myself what the desire is going to give me right now in this moment. You know, so like, say for example, if like the weight loss example, okay, I think when I lose weight, I'm going to feel happy, or I'm going to feel relaxed in my body. You know, find a way that you can make yourself feel that feeling now. Like, what would make me feel relaxed? What would make me feel like nice? Like, sometimes I'll just like do my hair, or I'll wear clothes that I feel really nice in, or I'll talk to my husband about it. Like, something that will give me that feeling as if I've already had it. Like, that's why I'm trying to get that thing, is to get that feeling. So let's find another way just to get straight to that feeling, because that's going to attract it to you, and it's going to make you feel better. Next one then is if you're in the middle. So if you're not feeling amazing, but you're not necessarily feeling bad, you're like, you know, you have expectation and hope, but you just want to kind of, you know, get into that energy more, then these are the techniques I use. So mirror work is a really good one. So I would do it in the morning, or even when you just walk past the mirror, or before you go to sleep. Look in the mirror and say, I love you. Like, try to feel it. If you don't, just pick something that you do like and just focus on that. Or like, you know, pump yourself up. You can be like, you are amazing, you're doing great, like, look how far you've come, look what you've accomplished, like, I love this about you, I love that about you. Speak to yourself in the mirror. It might feel strange at first, but it will get easier with practice, and before you know it, it will then be your default state, and you won't even realize it. But when you look in the mirror, you won't look for faults anymore. You'll actually see the things that you like about yourself. So that is just so it's so good when you have that like default mindset, because you're not always like, you know, criticizing yourself. You know, that can be a really like bring your vibration down, you know. So that's a good practice to have. I know there's a lot of techniques here, so just pick which ones that feel good for you. You know, just, you don't have to do them all. Another one, empowerment statements, like affirmations. So if I'm in a kind of medium mood, I'll write down like over and over again, I am powerful, I am worthy and deserving of love, I am deserving of achieving my desires, you know, stuff like that. Find one that really feels good. Like, as I'm saying one, when I say I feel powerful, or I feel creative, when I say those things, I actually feel a shift. Like, it lights me up when I say it. So find one that actually like resonates with you. Once you found it, write that over and over and over again until you feel it. Trust me, it definitely works. Like, don't stop. I remember I think I learned this technique from Jeanette Ma. I don't know if you guys know her. She's called the Good Vibe Coach. She's amazing. And she has this technique called I am worthies, and she just write it down until you feel it. And I remember I did that, and I ended up writing about like 5 pages of I am worthy, and I thought it was never going to work. And towards the last page, I just felt it. It was just like this relief like just came over my body, and I just like felt, yeah, I am worthy. And I was like, oh my God, it worked. I really wasn't expecting it to work, but it does work. So definitely give that a go. Then intentions. I like to write down intentions. So I intend. I don't like setting goals, because that makes it, for me, goals feel like work. So I write down, I intend to I like, for example, an easy one that I would usually do is like, I intend to go to the gym today. I'll write that down in the morning, because I'm like, if I don't want to go, if I do the intention, that will give me that extra added, like, you know, it will probably definitely happen if I write it down. So I always write down, like, I intend to go to the gym and I intend to have an amazing workout, feel super energetic and be excited to go. You know, I usually write that down in the morning, and I find when I do, I end up in the gym some way or another. So another one is creating a new sense of self. So like, what do you believe about yourself to be true? So like, life is hard, or making money is difficult, or you have to work hard to make money. These are beliefs in our mind. Like, it's cool if you can notice when, that's why meditation is good and journaling is good, to help you to notice these things that are going on internally. So when you realize it, you can shift your sense of self. Like, I changed my sense of self to, life is easy for me. There's always a solution, and I always find the solution. Things are always working out for me. That's Abraham Hicks. And another one from Jeanette Ma is easy world. Like, I live in easy world. Life is easy for me. I live in easy world. The more you repeat that to yourself, the more you change your concept of self, and then it becomes automatic. I kept practicing it. I didn't feel it at first, but over time I did feel it, and now I do. And I know whenever there's a problem, I know in my mind I will always find a solution, because that's my concept of self, you know? So you can use, like, say them, daily life, write them down, affirmations, repeat it in your mind, whatever works for you. Increase the vibration of your environment. I love this. Like, it depends what kind of person you are. Like, I'm really into nice smells, like essential oils, incense, candles. I really like things like that, and that makes me feel high vibration. When I come home, it makes me feel really, really good. So I tend to have essential oils, candles, crystals, incense. I like having like beautiful colors and art, plants around my house, because that raises my vibration. So changing your environment, maybe like organizing, tidying, clearing something out. Again, though, if that feels like effort to you, set your intention, let it go, and say, I'll do it when it feels good. It will then come around. I promise you. Just set your intention. I'm going to clear my space and tidy my room. Let it go. Within about, like, I always find within about 20 minutes, all of a sudden I'm just doing it and I don't even realize. My brain has compelled me to do it because I set the intention. Okay, so that's medium. I know this video is getting like super long, but final step then, if you're in a really high vibration and you're feeling really good, these are the manifestation techniques that I like to use. So, okay, look at someone who has what you want already and align to their frequency. So when I do this when I'm feeling good, because when you look at someone and you're jealous, you're like, oh, I wish I had what they had, that's actually manifesting the opposite, and that's actually focusing on lack. So I do only do this when I feel good and I know that it's going to make me feel good. So if I see someone that has like the car that I want, or the house that I want, or is successful in something I want to do, I will look at them and be like, wow, like, thank you so much. I don't say this to them, I say it in my head. Thank you so much for showing me that this is possible. You're an example that this is possible. If you can do it, I can do it. And I'm really appreciative for them to exist and show me that, you know? So I'll focus on them. I'll watch videos of people that I admire, look up to, that I aspire to be like. I'll talk to somebody who has something that I want. And as I'm doing that, as I'm focusing on them, I'm aligning to that frequency. So that's a good one. Scripting, I love doing scripting when I'm in a good mood. So I'll like, scripting is write out a day in your life, like the perfect day, as if it's already happened. Like, today I woke up feeling amazing. I'm living in my dream house. I describe all the details. I wake up beside my husband. I feel bliss, happiness, joy. Like, I'm talking about the things I've done that day, but in past tense, like it's already happened. Or you can just write down sentences like, isn't it amazing now that I have, you know, whatever it is that you want. Like, you're writing it in past tense, like it's already done. Your brain doesn't know the difference, so that's aligning to it. A vision board. I love doing vision boards. That's a good one if you're just like have lots of time and you're feeling good. cut out pictures, put it somewhere that I'm looking at my vision board right now, put it somewhere that you'll see every day, and it will subconsciously, subliminally brainwash you into getting to those things. Because I have so many pictures of things on my vision board that I did that I thought were hard to get, and then I'll look back on it and be like, oh my god, that was on my vision board, and then I'll just take the picture off and be like, wow, that's done. So vision boards really do work. I can actually probably do a more detailed video about that if anyone's interested. Another one is take a risk. Do something that you don't usually do. Do something a little bit out of your comfort zone. And I like to do this when I'm in a good place, and it kind of shifts my concept of self, and it takes me out of my comfort zone, or takes me out of my routine, and that allows newness to come into my life. So I really like that one. Celebrate your win as if it's already happened. I love doing this with my husband when we're like manifesting like job opportunities for him, or and maybe like a raise in work. We go out for dinner and we have like a glass of wine, and we're like, here we are celebrating like your success, you know, and we just act like we're having our celebration dinner. And it's happened like 2 or 3 times then that he's got exactly what we had already celebrated before it had happened. So that can be fun. Engage your senses. This is like related to visualization. So engaging your senses would be like, what can you smell? What can you touch? What can you feel? What can you hear? Close your eyes and really go into detail with that, as if you're like in a visual, or what's that, you know, like a virtual reality, because you're really feeling into it, and you're allowing your body to experience it, which will then help to create it, you know. So like really, like, you know, imagine if you want to manifest a car, visualize yourself walking up and like touching the handle of the car, opening the door, like, you know, like touching the screen, and thinking to yourself like, wow, this is like so luxurious, and get yourself so like absorbed in the visualization that it almost feels real. I've done that a few times regularly. Like I used to visualize that my husband, my soulmate, was in the bed beside me. I know that is kind of embarrassing, but it worked. One day I woke up and I forgot that it wasn't actually happening, that it was just my visualization. I actually thought it was already real, and I was just like, oh my god, that didn't actually happen yet. So like for me, that was a sign that it was working, because I had been so absorbed in it. And I met my husband a couple of weeks after that, so that's a good sign. Abraham Hicks talks about a rampage of appreciation. I love that one as well. Like if you can talk, say it out loud, you can think it, or you can write it down. Just go on about how amazing your desire is. Like if you're manifesting a house, oh my god, like, you know, I love the natural light, I love the big windows, I love how it makes me feel when I walk in, like on and on and on and on and on. Go on a big rant about how great your desire is, because you're aligning to its frequency by doing that. Then write a love letter. So you can write a love letter. Like I wrote a love letter to money before. Like I love money and money loves me. I really appreciate, like I would personify money as if it was person. Like, thank you for always supporting me. Thank you for being there for me. Like, thank you for being such a cool friend and always turning up at the right time. You know, have fun and get creative with it. Because it's just, you're just engaging that lighthearted funness, and you're aligning to the energy of it at the same time. And as you're writing it down, you're also calling it in. And that can be good for just engaging the right side of the brain, the left side of the brain, that the creative side, you know. So you're actually engaging creativity, so you're shifting your state with that as well by allowing your creativity to flow. And another one that I love that I did, which is so fun, is write a letter from your future self to your present self. So I wrote down on it like 2025 on the top of the page and the date. And then I wrote down like, dear 2020 Sophie, This is you from the future. And I just wanted to let you know that things are looking bright, you know, like, I have my own business, or I'm like really loving life. I have a beautiful family. Like, this is what we did today, whatever it is that excites you, as if you're 5 years, you're yourself in 5 years, your future self writing a letter back to your past self, but you're already her, or him. Do you get me? So that's a really fun one as well. And I have that letter. I kind of remember what I wrote, but I remember writing that I was married and I was in a different country and I was in a luxurious apartment and I was really happy. And I can't find the letter. One day I will find it, but I already have those things and I didn't when I wrote the letter, So it's really nice to look back on it, that you have manifested the things that you wanted. And then the final one is give what you want to receive to somebody else. So if you really want to receive some love or support or kindness, or try to find a way to give what you want to somebody else, because I find that works as well, and it's a win-win, because what you give out, you get back as well. So it kind of works like that. So there, I have more, but I'm not going to go on and on. They're some of my top manifestation techniques. They've all worked for me in the past, and having them like in your like toolbox, like practicing them and knowing how they work, so that when like a difficult time arises or you are wanting to manifest something specific, you know exactly what to do. So it's just great to practice them. And they've changed my life. Like, they have literally changed my life. So let me know in the comments below what your favorite one is, and what's worked for you, or if you have any like questions about the specifics, or if you want me to go into detail about any of the techniques even further, just let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.